What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and yesterday, Google suffered a embarrassing, devastating loss in court that translates to a massive potential long-term victory against censorship and, well, the virtual monopoly that Google and Apple have over us as users of, say, smartphones or applications and things of that nature. For too long, Apple and Android, Google, have been the only two main outlets to get apps on your phones. Now, yes, some of you very smart, good-smelling people who watch my videos, you know how to go get an APK. You know how to download an app externally. You know how to link it to your. I get it. But for the normies, for the other 99% of the population, removal from the Apple iTunes Store or the Google Android Play Store is essentially the dissolution, the evaporation of your entire business. We need not look any further than, say, Parler, for example. You get removed from the Google and Apple iTunes Store, you're done. Your business is gone. And what are the apps that these stores generally remove? Well, they're ones that support opinions that are not, traditionally approved. Google and Apple, in my opinion, have many times colluded to block applications from being on their Google and their networks. For example, Gab. Now, the layman's description of this is simply when you want to get an app on your phone or mobile device, you go to the Google Play Store or the Apple iTunes Store, and that's where you download it. For a very small percentage of people, you know how to go around that and get the actual file from somewhere else. But like I said, almost everybody doesn't know how to do that. There was a lawsuit ongoing, actually between Fortnite, of all people, and Google over this illegal monopoly that Google and, quite frankly, Apple iTunes has. And Google lost yesterday. And this is in the repercussions of this, the ripple effects of this for people who support free speech, people who are anti-censorship. They reverberate possibly for years now. So this is from The Verge. Epic win. Jury decides Google has illegal monopoly in App Store fight. Now, this is very important for example, applications like Rumble, applications that are try to allow freer speech, more free speech, right? 3 years after Fortnite maker Epic Games sued Apple and Google for allegedly running an illegal App Store monopoly, Epic has won. The jury in Epic versus Google has just delivered its verdict, and it found that Google turned its Google Play App Store and Google Play billing service into an illegal monopoly. After just a few hours of deliberation, the jury unanimously answered yes to every question put before them. That Google has a monopoly power in the Android app distribution markets and in-app billing service markets, that Google did anti-competitive things in those markets, and that Epic was injured by this behavior. Now, why is this important if you don't care about Fortnite? It's because now we have a precedent. Essentially, as an app developer, you must be on these two platforms for now, right? So we have a Tesla phone, but even then, you're still only going to have 3 options, right? You can't just, when you're on your computer, right? You want to download software for your computer, you just go to the website, you download it. It doesn't really work like that as effectively anyway on phones, right? Google Affairs and Public Policy VP Wilson White said the company plans to appeal the verdict, and that the trial made it clear that we compete fiercely with Apple and its App Store, as well as app stores on Android devices and gaming consoles. In a post on the company blog, Epic Games says today's verdict is a win for all app developers and consumers around the world. And it is. It proves that Google's App Store practices are illegal, and they abuse their monopoly to extract exorbitant fees, stifle competition, and reduce innovation. Absolutely massive victory. If you haven't left a like on the video yet, please do. And if you're new to the channel or you're just a lurker, you come here every day, you haven't yet subscribed or followed, please do down below. It helps immensely. I don't care where you watch my videos, YouTube, Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute, Minds. All I ask is that you follow wherever you are. Now, in a historic victory. It's historic because particularly Epic mostly lost this fight against Apple 2 years ago when Judge Yvonne Gonzalez-Rogers decided the fight had nothing to do with the apps. But Epic v. Google turned out to be a very different case. It hinged on secret revenue sharing deals between Google, smartphone makers, and big game developers, one that Google execs internally believe were designed to keep rival app stores down. It showed that Google was running scared of Epic specifically, and that it was all decided by a jury, unlike the Apple ruling. Now, we don't know what Epic has won quite yet. That's up to Judge James Donato, who will decide what the appropriate remedies might be. Epic never sued for monetary damages. It wants the court to tell Google that every app developer has total freedom to introduce its own app stores and have its own billing systems on Android. This is massive. Even if you aren't like down with all the the technological aspects of this, again, all applications, all freedom, essentially, of free flow of information goes through two dams: the Google Play Store and iTunes Store. They can close at any time. They can sift out whatever they want. InfoWars, you're not on here. Gab, you're not on here. Rumble, we don't like that you platform this person. You're gone. Now, Judge Donato has already stated that he will not grant Epic's additional request for anti-circumvention provision, just to be sure that Google can't reintroduce the same problems through some alternative creative solution, as Epic lead attorney Gary Borstein put in November. Don't break the law injunctions. If you have a problem, you can come back, essentially saying, although Epic didn't sue for damages, Epic CEO Tim Sweeney suggested Epic stood to make hundreds of millions or even billions of dollars if it doesn't have to pay Google's fee. Every app that goes through these platforms has to pay the troll toll, whether it's the 30%, I think it's 30% for both platforms. You look at, that's why you want to send a super chat or a super sticker or a Rumble rant or whatever. They're taking 30% of that. It's insanity. It's extortion. It's absorbently high, and it's only high because of the artificial walls, the artificial monopoly that they've created. Tim Sweeney, the CEO of Epic, wrote, "This is an example of the greatness of the American justice system. A billion-dollar company challenges a trillion-dollar company over complex antitrust practices, and a jury of 9 citizens hears the testimony and renders a verdict. Here it is in writing." You see here, Apple's 30% app tax drives up prices for consumers because they have no choice but to use the App Store. Users are unable to purchase mobile apps anywhere else. It's time to protect consumers and put an end to this monopoly. I 1,000% agree. Shout out Tim Sweeney. They didn't have to take up this fight. I've never really played Fortnite. I've often thought about playing it. But this is absolutely huge for totally, Fortnite-related reasons. In an unexpected turn of events, Epic Games has defeated Google in a recent battle, with the jury unanimously deciding that Google has a monopoly on the Android distribution network. I don't know what the exact market breakdown is. I suspect something like, 70%. I'm sorry, it's got to be at least 50, 60% of people have Android. You're talking about hundreds of millions of phones. And they price stuff out. And they extort these absorbent fees. Victory over Google. After 4 weeks of our detailed court testimony, the California jury found against the Google Play monopoly on all counts. I mean, this is massive. Massive. Now, they lost the Apple case, but they are appealing it to the Supreme Court, and the decision against Google may help that. This is an epic win from Epic Games. That, again, this could reverberate for years. I mean, I'm not sure people who are commenting out fully understand, but this is nuts. This is massive for people who are anti-censorship, because Google, again, the more L's they take in terms of, being caught up in monopolies, banning apps unfairly, their ridiculous quote unquote hate speech rules. This goes through to YouTube too. This reverberates all the way down the line of everybody, whether or not they're in, the gaming industry or the free speech industry. You see here, did Epic prove by a preponderance of the evidence in accordance with the instructions given to you the existence of a relevant antitrust market? Yes. Did Epic prove by preponderance of evidence in the accordance with the instructions given to you that Google willfully acquired or maintained monopoly power by engaging in anti-competitive conduct in any market that's specified in response to question 2? Yes. Again, in the response to the jury's decision, Epic Games issued the statement. It proves that Google's App Store practices are illegal and they abuse of monopoly to extract exorbitant fees, stifle competition, reduce innovation. We talked about that. The evidence presented in this case demonstrates the urgent need for legislation and regulations that address Apple and Google's strangleholds over smartphones, including with promising legislation in progress right now with the Digital Markets, Competition and Consumer Bill in the UK and the Digital Markets Act in the EU. Citizens here in America desperately need, many of people, if you watch my videos, many people have no idea how badly they need these companies to be decoupled. Look back at the telephone companies, the Bell companies that the government broke up years ago. That's what needs to happen for Google and iTunes. They have a virtual monopoly on everything that goes on your phones. Everything, okay? Everything on your iPads, everything on your Galaxy tablets, everything on your mobile devices, period. And they have used that in the past to stifle competition, ban apps, which we've talked about, refuse to let apps on, price people out, and then pass the cost on to us. Definitely very, very happy for this victory from a victory royale, for example, to coin a term, and to Tim Sweeney for taking this on. This is a huge, huge win. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it, and we'll talk to you again real soon.